Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is on a two-day visit to Japan, reached Tokyo to participate in the 15th India-Japan Annual Summit with his Japanese counterpart Shigeru Ishiba. This marks yet another crucial chapter in India's diplomatic outreach in the Indo-Pacific. Now, members of the Indian diaspora and artists from Japan enthusiastically greeted Prime Minister Modi when they reached Tokyo.
नमस्कार मोदी जी, जापान में आपका हार्दिक स्वागत है और हम दिल से आशा करते हैं कि भारत और जापान के बीच और भी गहरी मित्रता और सहयोग स्थापित हो।
I'm an Kuriyatam artist. Kuriyatam is a classical Sanskrit theatre of Kerala, South India. So I have been practicing Kuriyatam for more than 30 years. We are welcoming Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
मैं हूँ आसाम से, जहाँ चाय की होता है बहुत, तो यहाँ पे तब चाय इतना नहीं जानते थे लोग, तो मैं सोचा क्यों नहीं मैं अपना देश का चाय और थोड़ा बढ़ाऊँ। तब से मैंने एम्बेसी का काम छोड़ के तो मैंने यहाँ पे चाय इंपोर्ट करके फॉर लास्ट 42 इयर्स मैं यहाँ पे चाय बेच रही हूँ जी।
पीएम मोदी से पहली बार मुलाकात हो रही है?
नहीं, पीएम मोदी से तो 3 बार हो जाएंगे। हिरोशिमा में बहुत अच्छा से मेरा मुलाकात हुई, तो तभी भी मैं ये बैज लगा के गई थी, तो ये दिखा के बोला कि मैं टोक्यो की चाय वाली हूँ, आप इंडिया का चाय वाला थे जी।
आप अगर भूतकाल में देखेंगे तो ये जापान और इंडिया का कल्चरल बॉन्ड बहुत स्ट्रांग है और मोदी जी के इस विजिट के वजह से मुझे लग रहा है कि वो सिर्फ कल्चरल ही नहीं रहेगा, लेकिन एक बोलते हैं ना, एक भौतिक तरीके से भी बहुत क्लोज आने वाला है और बहुत सारी चीज़ें और इंटेंसिफाई होगी और कनेक्शन बढ़ेंगे और लोगों का जाना आना बढ़ेगा और उद्योग भी बढ़ेगा। तो चाणक्य पंडित ने कहा है कि जिस देश में यथा राजा तथा प्रजा, कि राजा का जो इंटेंशन रहता है, तो ये विजिट मुझे लग रहा है कि बहुत ही फ्रूटफुल रहेगी और बहुत सारे चीज़ें आगे बढ़ेगी, यही उम्मीद है।
बहुत एक्साइटेड थे एक्चुअली, मोदी जी से मिलने का सौभाग्य मिला है आज हमको, तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, बहुत खुशी हो रही है। मोदी जी बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं और भगवान उनको ऐसी ही आगे मतलब शक्तियाँ देते रहे कि और वो काम करते रहे, बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं।
Prime Minister Modi's Japan visit comes amid tensions between India and US relations over President Donald Trump's policies on trade and tariffs. The talks, to be held on the first day of his trip, are expected to see Japan pledging to double its investment target in India. The two sides are likely to unveil a raft of agreements to expand cooperation in a range of areas, including trade, investment, defense, and science and technology. Prime Minister Modi will also meet Japanese industrialists and also political leaders in Tokyo. So that's the extremely excited Indian diaspora waiting to meet Prime Minister Modi, as he will come in a short while from now to greet all of them and speak with them, of course. A ritual that Prime Minister Modi often does whenever he goes out of India on any of his foreign trip. On the second day of his trip, Prime Minister Modi and Shigeru Ishiba are likely to travel to Sendai city on the high-speed train to visit a semiconductor facility. In the second leg of the visit, Prime Minister Modi will travel to the Chinese city of Tianjin to attend the annual summit of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization on August 31st and September 1st. Prime Minister Modi will be skipping that parade in Beijing and will directly land in Tianjin of China to attend the 25th SCO Summit. He will also be meeting, apart from Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin and other leaders. So it's extremely crucial. My colleague Ishita is joining us on the broadcast to provide us more context with regards to Prime Minister Modi's very crucial visit at this very crucial juncture, first to Japan and then to China. Ishita, over to you. Please first up walk us through the plan that Prime Minister Modi has at this point of given time and why is it so important?
Right, actually. So as you just mentioned that Prime Minister Modi has landed in Japan and at the airport, in fact, India's ambassador to Japan and Japan's ambassador to India as well, they're both present to welcome the Prime Minister. We also saw, a series of cultural performances there put up by the Japanese artists. So, all of this also underscores the close diplomatic ties that both the countries share and how important, how the kind of importance Japan is also attaching to this visit. Now, when you talk about Prime Minister Modi's schedule and what's 2 days going to look like for the Indian leader, first of all, we've seen that both the leaders are going to build up on the momentum that they have built over the past 1 decade, and they're going to have discussions on how they can take forward this special strategic and global partnership that the two countries share. Now, in terms of the issues and the sectors they're going to be discussing, where we have trade and investment, we have defense and security, and of course science and technology. So these are the crucial sectors that both the leaders are going to be discussing. One important factor that's going to come up in the discussion is, of course, a Quad, a grouping that involves both the nations, and also, there's a lot of uncertainties when it comes to India's relationship with the U.S., again, a crucial partner in the Quad. So that's something that both the leaders will be discussing, because as you see in geopolitics, we have been facing a lot of geoeconomic challenges as well, right? So in terms of that, Quad becomes important to discuss for both the leaders. And then we're also going to see that a lot of investment deals could be signed between the two leaders, or specifically talking about $68 billion back that could come in. So these are so this would essentially come in terms of investments to the country. We could also see an economic security pact which could focus on semiconductors, critical minerals. Again, critical minerals is something that remains important for Quad as well, so they're going to be discussing about that in that context. Further, we could see India and Japan could also ink a deal when it comes to manufacturing of next generation E-10 bullet trains. Again, a very crucial investment that could come in India. So, these are the kind of pacts and economic deals we could see out of this visit. Remember, it's very important because both the leaders will also be attending the 15th India-Japan Annual Summit. So this is where all the discussions will be taking place between the two leaders. And of course, it is the first standalone visit by the Prime Minister to Japan in about 7 years. So at a time when India is looking at its relationships, in the context of the churn that you're witnessing, it becomes a very crucial visit for India and Japan as well.
Absolutely. Ishita, also if we can discuss, the underlying messaging here for the US, I do remember, if my memory serves me right, that Shashi Tharoor had said that US is not the only market, could be our largest market at this point of given juncture, but is not our only market. So if Prime Minister Modi has gone to Japan and then he is also going to China, it does look like that some talks on the market front is also going to happen. So this is India's strategy to sort of expand their markets and to expand the market area as well.
Right, Sakshi. At a time when the United States has imposed a 50% tariff on New Delhi, we are looking for options, in terms of alternate markets, in terms of the kind of partnerships we could build on to fill the gap that could come in when the exports to the U.S. gets impacted. So in that framework, of course, Japan becomes really important. We have seen a consistent and a reliable relationship with Japan in terms of economic ties. And Japan has, of course, played an important role in supporting Indian exports. So if, we have to divert our exports from the U.S., Japan will be playing a crucial role here. In fact, when you talk about India's role, in becoming a developed nation, we have seen a statement coming in from the Japanese ambassador as well, who said that when India walks on this path to become a developed nation of Viksit Bharat by 2047, Japan is walking along with it. So in that context, for sure, Japan becomes a very crucial nation in terms of alternate market for India.
Absolutely. Ishita, now let's also speak a little about the SCO Summit here, because post this annual meet with the Japanese counterpart, Prime Minister Modi will be embarking upon his journey towards China. It's again going to be very, very crucial, specifically considering the latest times where we are looking at this bonhomie between India and China, and it's developing further. He's also going to meet Vladimir Putin over there. And we do know that Trump is trying to arm twist Russia over here to have talks with Ukraine. In fact, the direct talks between Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky. So there is a kind of a messaging that all of these leaders who have got united and are going to meet in China are going to send out to the US. What exactly could that be? Could you decode it for our viewers?
Yeah, exactly. The SCO Summit that's now going to be held in China, it's coming at a time when you see a rapid churn. So in that context, of course, China is going to project this summit as a show of global South solidarity, also sort of hinting at diplomatic support towards Russia when the war is going on. But for India, it's very crucial how it, displays this, because it's about optics, and it's very powerful optics in terms of Russia, China, India, all of these nations from Central and South Asian countries coming together at one platform. So, China will definitely try to project this platform as what a post-US-led international order could look like in the world. Whereas when it comes to India, India is going to send a very clear message that its allies and its relationship will be built on its national interest. This is something that will be driving its foreign policy. So certainly there will be a strong messaging by China, by India as well, and we could also see a trilateral taking place between Russian President, Indian Prime Minister, and also the Chinese President. So that again becomes crucial in terms of the partnership or the alternate partnerships India is looking at this point.